This is my land, you
This is not your land, it belongs to these families.
land, you son of a bitch. I'm gonna kill you and the Palestinians. This is my land. God gave it to me.
It's a bad, really bad situation. There's the tragedy, 15 people dead to friendly fire. Then there's the fallout. Everyone's blaming everyone.
British jets deliberately created a dangerous situation for the warships and aircraft located in that area.
While it may have been a Syrian missile that downed the plane, it was Israel that set the stage, says Russia. Israel bombed Syria again, the Syrians defend themselves, and the Russian jet gets caught in the crossfire. The Israeli military, though, blames Iran and Hezbollah.
Israel holds the Assad regime, whose military shot down the Russian plane, fully responsible for this incident.
It was their fault Israel had to bomb Syria. You see, Iran was transferring lethal technology to Hezbollah via the Syrian military, apparently. So Israel had to stop them. The Syrians panicked and started launching anti-air missiles everywhere. Israel is blameless, says Israel. As for the United States...
Can you comment at all on the shoot down of the Russian jet yesterday and whether or not the U.S. had any visibility in it over a deconfliction line or any other means?
As far as I'm tracking, Tara, we did not. The coalition was not involved with this.
Did you have any visibility into it as it was happening through either your own radar or through the deconfliction line?
We did not, that I'm tracking.
I didn't see what happened. Usually, when one doesn't see what happened, one doesn't blame anyone, unless one can get in a cheap shot against Iran.
I would like to express sorrow to our Council partners, Russia, for the tragic loss of life when the Russian plane was downed yesterday. If Russia is interested in bringing peace to Syria, it should make sure Iran and its militias leave Syria once and for all. The risk of a broader conflict will leave with them. Iran is responsible for creating the Syria we see today.
It's an interesting argument. Israel's been bombing Syria near enough monthly, sometimes weekly, in order to prevent Iran from launching an attack on Israel. To date, there have been 0 Iranian attacks and a whole lot of Israeli ones.
We condemn this new act of Israeli aggression against my country. The UN Security Council must bring Israel to account for its violation of international law. Israel attacked Syria twice this week, but apparently some are unaware of that.
Strange, isn't it, how selective people are about international law and bombing? But others are seeing this as a warning, a wake-up call. The risks of conflict, escalation, are huge.
The risk of miscalculation and misunderstanding that led to the downing of a Russian aircraft encapsulates on a small scale the much bigger and even more frightening risk of a wider miscalculation.
We call upon all parties, especially when we are getting this type of positive news regarding what could have been a dramatic military escalation, to refrain from military actions elsewhere.
Israel has expressed its condolences, even offered to send the head of its air force to Russia to report on the incident. Putin's urging calm, saying this was a tragic fluke.
This situation is different from the one when a Turkish jet shot down our plane. Back then, Turkey intentionally shot down the aircraft, but now it looks like a chain of accidental events.
Fortunately, it appears a military escalation has been prevented. The verbal one is in full swing, of course, but there's a lesson here. 5 nuclear powers are fighting in Syria on different sides, and the tiniest spark there could cause
This is my land.
This is not your land, it belongs to these families.
You son of a bitch. I'm gonna kill you and the Palestinians. This is my land. God gave it to me. Nazi.